Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer Diamond, and I live a whole food, plant-exclusive, SOFAs-free, gluten-free lifestyle for health and well-being. And today, although it's fall, I decided to bring you along while I try to create a birthday type of fruit cake, a cake or something that represents it made out of fruit, all fruit, and only the fruit. So I'm going to make a cake out of all fresh fruit. And I started out with a watermelon that I just literally cut in half. And this half, I just started to cut the rind off. And I thought this would be a great time to have you join in. So I'm going to just quickly move this, begin again. So I'm just trying to cut it so that I don't take away, much of the beautiful watermelon. And sometimes I'll go a little bit, like I just did, I'll go a little bit, into the rind so that I can just kind of thinly slice until I get as much of it off as I can, because for my cake today, I didn't want the white part. I guess it's called the pith. Anyways, set this aside for a minute and move on to a cantaloupe. And now cantaloupe is different, of course, because when we cut into it, there's going to be, the whole inside is hollow with the seeds, whereas a watermelon, it's not. So I'm not exactly going to be able to use this in the same way, but I do want to start to cut it in half, grab a spoon and scoop out some of the seeds. I always appreciate and love the natural beauty of the patterns in food. So if you want to just take a second, it looks like a star or a snowflake or something, and it's just amazing. I'm going to go ahead and make this part of the watermelon. See, even now I've turned it on its side. I see some more of this white that I kind of want to get off. Whoa, but I want to make sure that I can keep the flat part as intact as possible. And I can already see that it goes up a little bit here, but that's okay. And so what I want to do is I want to make tiers out of this. So I'm kind of eyeing that I could cut here, and that could be the bottom tier, and I could probably cut this into a 3-tier cake. So I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. And I'm just going to be as straight as I can, and it's okay if it's not. And so this is going to be the base of our cake. And yeah, it's a little off center, but that's, like I said, that's just fine. And then we're going to have the second tier and a third tier. So in order for it to not resemble what I just cut, I'm going to make the second and third tier a little bit smaller. And so I'm just going to kind of score inside slightly and just go around and just try to remove some of the outside. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm just doing it as we go, just kind of improvising here. And just make sure that it's cut all the way around. And let me see if I got it all the way through. I did not. So I'm just going to go through it again. Let's see. And I could even at this point cut into it. And ooh, there we go. Just help it along a little bit. Hey, 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 look at that. So I have this part that I'm not going to use, but I'm not going to throw it away because I might use it later. So I should get a bowl to put some of this in. But before I do, I just want to show you that this is going to be another tier. Isn't that pretty? And then with this guy, what I might do is just cut cut it again. And so I could go this way. This is the base of our cake. And I think the next thing I'm going to do is see if I could get some cantaloupe into it. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. And of course, there is a part that isn't all the way through, into the hole here. So I could, even though this has a hole in it, I could actually fill this with berries or something. Or I could slice it and I could maybe, there's so many things I could do. I wish we could talk about some of your ideas. Whoa, what do you think about that? That's kind of cool. Should we do that? So how do I make it so it doesn't like fall and just fall to the ground? Well, I could do a lot of different things, but I think what I will do is put some skewers in it, wooden, just to keep it kind of solid. And I'm also going to put it on the serving platter tray that I'm going to use. And then from this point, we can decorate. So here I am back, and I've got some of these skewers, wooden skewers. These are 100% genuine bamboo. I probably got them at like a Dollar Tree or a 99-cent store. And I'm going to be able to use these to set our fruit up. So let me just set this aside, and we'll just start with these. You could soak them if you want. I think I'll rinse them. And just to get like any dust particles off, because this is going to be in the food. And so what I think I will do is go ahead and move this to the platter. So here I go. I'm just pushing this all the way down. And what I can do is cut these, not breaking as easily as I wanted to. So I made a little mark. And now I know that this piece will work for what I want. And when you're serving it to your family, just make sure you let everybody know that there is, I usually let it stick out a little bit, maybe cover it with a berry. And that's how I do that. So I'm going to do the same thing with these three. Now, of course, you could use any kind of melons to have different colors. There's honeydew, and there's some of these Santa melons that we have out here, and just different colored melons. So you could stack different colors and go from there. So I'm going to keep these pieces because I might break them and use them to decorate. So what I have so far are some green grapes that I washed, and then I have berries that are a little bit out of reach, but I'm going to bring them over and we're going to just decorate. So please leave a comment below if you like this idea or if you've ever tried it. How many layers have you done? Do you have any tricks or tips that you can share with me for, making it a little more even or anything like that? I would love to hear from you. And please hit the like button if you're enjoying my content. It helps to share it with others. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and hit the little notification bell, and you'll be notified when I post or go live. Okay, so I was able to clean this up pretty well. And you're probably wondering, what in the heck am I going to do with this little disc? Well, another thing that you could do, if I don't even know if this will work, but I'm going to try, is I have a little cookie cutter. I'm going to use a heart. And I was going to see if I could maybe get one heart out of this. So let's try. And let's see, I don't think that I could get 2 hearts out of this. Maybe, okay, maybe I'll try for 2 hearts. So I'm just going as close to the edge of this piece, and I'm going to push down, and then I'll see if there's a way that I could use the other side. But you could cut out circles by hand. You don't have to use a cookie cutter or any kind of cutter like that. But look at that. Look, we have a little heart. See? And it's okay. Look, the other side is uneven, right? Because it was a dome. But that's okay. I'm going to use this flat side. And I'm going to go ahead and try to see if I can get one more, even if it is imperfect. And so it is imperfect. I can tell right now that there's a little bit right here at the edge that's not completely covered. They're imperfect, and that's what love is all about, if you ask me. So I have these two guys, but I'm kind of feeling like maybe I can get a few more and decorate the bottom tier with them. So let me see if I could do that. Yeah, okay, I did it right. Here you go. See, I kind of made that little face because I saw that I was getting really close into the whole part, but I can use this. So let me go ahead quickly and do the same thing that I did on the other side to this side. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make another heart with this guy. There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I got a pretty good amount of hearts out of that. So I'm going to put this over here. And I still have some more of this. I'm also going to move the other half over there. Let me get this out of the way. And so what I think I'm going to do now is get some toothpicks. Toothpicks are great for these smaller ones. And I just have these. I think I'll just try to, let's play around and see if I can cut them in half. And I'm going to go around and try to see if I could place these where I'm going to put them like that. This is great. And then I'm just going to go ahead and tuck it in. So I got one tucked, and I'm just going to continue to migrate around. And they don't have to be, perfect, you just put them on there. And here we go. I'm going to do this guy now. I mean, I'm not even facing it enough to notice. I just, whatever side seems to be like the nicer, smoother side, I'm going to try to use. And I'm just going to continue to put these in there. Let's see, I'll try to do it facing you. I'm going to cut this guy in half. Nice. Isn't this pretty? All right. And then I'm going to put this one on this side. And I'm facing it towards you so you can kind of see, hopefully. Normally I would be facing it towards me, so it might be a little easier for me, but this is great. And the last heart, I'm just going to put right in there. There, look at that. So far, so good. Yahoo! And now I have grapes. I think I'm going to cut the grapes in half. So let's move this aside and let's just cut a few grapes. I think I'll try to cut a few long ways, vertically from where the little top is. So it makes like a longer, grapes aren't perfect circles, and these certainly aren't, but you can play around with the shapes. And these are seedless, of course. I'm going to cut this one horizontally, just so we can play around. I'll cut a few horizontally. And if you want to get really fancy, you could even slice these and have some slices to use. So I'm not sure what we'll do with this because I am just completely, doing this in the moment, but let's try to use some of the first ones. I think I'm going to put in between our cantaloupe hearts and see if I can get that to look pretty. And I might even use the whole, I broke this one in half, but I might even go every other one. Let's try every other one. And when I say every other one, every other space. So we put one here, and I'm going to skip this space, and I'm going to put a grape over there. And I've been doing the horizontal ones there, and then I'm going to skip, and I'm going to go. Okay, so here's the thing. If I skip and I go here, these two are going to be together. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Just remember, it's an imperfect, perfect cake. Okay, so for now, let's see, what else could I do? Maybe these smaller little slices I can do up above and on through the cantaloupe. That might be nice. Just kind of space them out a little bit. And I'm already out of toothpicks, so I'm going to get some more. And once it's served, that's usually when I say, okay, just so you know, there are toothpicks and everything. So people will make sure, especially like with our house, we have the babies, and I want to make sure the grandkids and the babies are safe. So nice. The horizontal ones, I'm just trying to decide if I have the rounded side sticking out with the little button, or if I continue to do it the other way. I think I'm going to continue to do it the other way. And I'm going to put these off center of the layer below, and I'm going to use a whole toothpick because I might add something onto it. And I'm just going to like stagger it. So this grape, I didn't put one up here. I staggered it, and then I'm going to stagger it. And I'm just going to keep doing that until I go all the way around. And I'll do one in front of you so that you can, let's see, probably right here. And just kind of push that in there. And I leave a little button out. And one more. All right. So that's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to take a break from the grapes for now. I might come back to them, and I'm going to start to put in some berries. I've got a lot of red berries. I've got raspberries and strawberries, but we have so much red here. I think I'm going to go with the darker berries, which I have blueberry and blackberry. So let me grab those. And I try not to wash the berries ahead of time, because they will go bad really fast. So I just kind of wash them as I need them. And I will start with a handful of each. Let's see where this goes. So I'm just going to rinse these off. Give them a nice rinse. Oops. And then, a towel. I'm going to take this towel and just let those drain. And then I'm going to do the same thing now with some blueberries. So let me open these blueberries. And these are organic. I got all of these from Costco. Gotta love Costco, especially when you need an abundance, because they have such great sizing. And I'm just taking a couple of random handfuls. And we'll start with that. And I'm going to go ahead and rinse the blueberries off. Okay. Now I'm going to take the blackberries and put them on the tray and put the blueberries over here. All right. And now I'm going to do that off center. Let me make sure I like to make sure to clear my space and keep my space organized. It really does help. I find that even cleanup, if I have a lot of dishes in between stages of different things, then I will, completely reset, wash the dishes and do whatever and put them away, and then pull out the next phase of whatever, like if this had a frosting or something that was a totally different recipe, or if I was baking something. So, but for this, this is all raw, ready to go. So I think for the blackberries, I'm just going to use more toothpicks, and I'm not going to cut them. I'm just going to use the whole blackberry, and I'm going to pin it on the bottom tier and see how that holds up. And I love the color. In fact, I might add a blueberry, but let's put the blackberries in, and I'm just going to go around here. Let me show you on this side. Okay, so that was the one that had two. Whoops, sorry. So I'm just going to put it this way, and there's no right or wrong way. The idea for me is to get as much color and versatility in, in the cake. And so I'm going to put this one right here. voila. And let's see, so we have every other one except for the one in the back, and that's okay. So I think what I'm also going to do is put some opposite on the top tier like we did. So I'm going to go ahead and continue doing the blackberries in between these. And, you know, if you wanted to, you could really get crazy and make sure that you don't see any of the wooden sticks. But for me, I'm okay with us seeing it. It kind of makes me feel better because then I know that we get them and nobody chokes or anything. All right, so now that looks pretty good. And so now I'm going to go with the blueberries. I think I'm going to do blueberries. I'll cut these in half again, and I'll put them around the next tier up in between. That sounds good. And I'm just going to go around. Just put a blueberry in. And in the summer, I mean, if you have access to peaches or any kind of fruit, you could really get some really fancy stuff going on here. Pears and all kinds of things. So that's looking good to me. I think we're all the way around. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to now maybe, I wonder if we have enough blueberries where I can create a shape on the top of, oh, you know what I might just do? Cover these sticks with blueberries. At first I thought maybe I would do like a heart, but no, I think I'm just going to cover these sticks. And it just also serves as another decor. Maybe I'll put oh, you know what I'll do? I will slice the grape and maybe I'll do like a stacking. Let's see if this would work. Should we give it a whirl? Okay, let's try it. So I'm going to put a blackberry in the top, in the center, and then I'm going to top it with the grape. Yay, that looks pretty. And what else could we do? You know, I am going to bring out some raspberries and some strawberries too. And I think I'm going to just do a little bit of each. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse these. See what happens. When you get to do stuff like this, just try to have fun with it. And I'm going to get a few strawberries, I think just 3 to start with. Rinse these guys off because I'm not exactly sure of what exactly I'm going to do here. And so there's a little something on here. Let me rinse this guy again. Okay. And whoopsie, this one is a little mushy, so, you know, we'll just eat that one. But you want to get some that are nice and firm and ready to go. And so I think, gosh, I think I might get really crazy and I might pull this up a little bit, put that in there, and then top it with the raspberry. Oh, what do you think? That looks pretty. And I'm going to do raspberries all around. And you know, even though they're a similar color, the red, it's a different color in it. I think it's going to work out nice. This one's too small. That's a big raspberry right there. And I might also take the raspberries. See, then I think, oh, I could pull the sticks out a little bit more on some of these and add the raspberry to the heart. Nah, I don't really like that actually as much. So maybe what I'll do is go around the edge. Go around the edge. Now, our grandbabies, especially one in particular that I'm thinking of, loves raspberries. Oh my goodness. And just give him his own raspberry container from Costco like this, not for his family, but for him. He just is a lover of it. So I know that when I serve this tomorrow, it will be pleasantly appreciated. And I was trying to concentrate and talk at the same time, and I don't do that very well. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a few more raspberries so that we can make it all the way around. This one's a little mushy, and just try to get some that are feeling a little more firm. And I'm just going to rinse these by hand. And this guy, actually, I could use him. So I am going to feel really good about presenting this and knowing that I'm not like trying to kill my family. So let's just take a quick look at everything. I think it looks great. I mean, there's always room to add more, but I think I'm going to call this the finished product. And there's still room. I'm going to be able to, if I want to, I could probably squeeze in a couple candles if I wanted to do that. And, you know, you can make all kinds of things out of food and make it fun and exciting. So thank you for tuning in and watching me build this cake out of fruit, and have yourself a wonderful day.